Okay, so I'm going to start with the devotional again. I've been doing a work hard, rested life. And so I feel like once again, this is a really great devotion that goes with our business so well. It says, if you've seen the movie Monsters, Inc., you know what I mean when I say the journey I've been on has felt like a climatic scene of that movie. Mike, Sully, and Boo are dangling from the conveyor belt filled with thousands of doors. They can't open just any door. Walking to the wrong door could put them in a blizzard or in the heat of a desert. Opening the right one would take them home. So they hang on with all their strength, fighting the enemy who sought to distract and destroy until they can reach the one door that they know means safety and security. The internet gives us the ability to see the doors God is opening for other people around the world, and we lose sight of our own door. God wants us to step through in faith. Not every door is meant for us. Not every door leads us home. I'd spent more than 10 years in a tight grip survival mode as I graduated college, found a job to make ends meet, got married, functioned under the high stress version of the world's definition of hustle, was fired, scrambled to find the next thing, started my own business, said yes to a ministry position that was intense and wonderful and lonely, resigned and scrambled again to start a freelance business to support my family. I spent so much time trying not to get hit by closing doors that I lost the ability to see the open doors God was putting in my path. As I started to learn how to let go of the crazy conveyor belt of options and step back from striving, God showed me an idea that changed everything. I have been looking for the doors that would be good for me, the best use of my skills, the impressive doors that would lead to bigger and better. In those seasons of selfish striving, I may have been working for myself, but God was faithful, to continue to work in me. The lessons we learn, the skills we acquire, the people we meet, and the growth we experience can all be a blessing. God has given us a free will to choose the doors we go through without worrying what we'll find ourselves outside of God's will on the other side. We may not find ourselves in the perfect profession or doing what feels like it aligns with our calling, but God will meet us there. Everyone has work to do that honors God. And then Proverbs 31:8 says, speak up for the people who have no voice, for the rights of all the misfits. Speak out for justice, stand up for the poor and the destitute. And Psalms 23 also goes with it. It says, God, my shepherd, I don't need a thing. You have bedded me down in lush meadows. You find me quiet pools to drink from. True to your word, you can let me catch my breath and you will send me in the right direction. And I know for like myself and my sisters and my parents, like, I feel like this is like a look on what has happened for us in our life in so many ways. I think back to like growing up with my parents, and like they were ones of searching for the door. They were never okay with, sorry, Missy. Yeah. They were never okay with just a normal life or just getting by. They were constantly looking for the door to find something better until my mom did find Plexus. And whenever she found Plexus, it opened up this whole world for her, and not just for her, but her whole family. And I think now, because that they did that, what me and my sisters are able. I remember whenever I first got married and I was going to college to be a teacher, and I was working, and it was before I had kids. And I remember even like telling my husband, like, my mom was always like pushing Plexus and stuff. I was like, well, you just work, you just go to work. It's what you do. That's how he was raised. You get up and go to your job. That's just what life is. And then I was able to see this whole new world. And once I started having kids, knowing that wasn't okay for me to just have to get up and go to work and leave them every day. So I was able to open this door, and now I can live this life that I get to hang out with them every single day and continue to bring in an income for my family. So there's just better. Everybody's journey is going to look different, whether you just need a little extra income. I was talking to someone earlier today who she feels like what she is doing is her ministry, but she still wants to do Plexus. And I told her that's perfectly okay. Like, you don't have to think that you don't get to do anything else. This is just a stepping stone that can help you and give you so much freedom in things that you are doing, because God has a calling for you. He has a calling for all of our lives, and he has a purpose for you. And no matter where you at, he will meet you there, and he will help you get there. You're muted, Kara.
That was really good. I feel like goes along a little bit with what I'm wanting to share a little bit too. And talking about having different, like, I always feel like Plexus is a vehicle. My passion has never been like health and fitness. And it's not that I don't want to take care of myself or anything like that, but that's never been anything that I've been like truly passionate about, is just like health and supplements and things like that. I love our products and what they're doing, and I love the business opportunity, but the vehicle and the opportunity that it allows for my family and the things that it allows me to be involved in, because of the time freedom that it gives me, is one of the reasons that I'm so incredibly thankful for this company and for this opportunity. And one thing I really wanted to talk to you guys about today is your own stories. We have our two main groups. We've got our health and happiness community, and we have our Show Me training page community. And we spend a lot of time in health and happiness focusing on the health side of our products, what they're doing. We share a lot of testimonies in there. And then the Show Me training page is meant to be more for training and more for business. And one reason, or one way, or that people will start to look at this opportunity and to look at this business, is because they see stories of hope and freedom through us. And I really want to encourage everybody to look at their own stories and to put it down on paper, or to write it out, what their business testimony is. And I feel like so many of you guys do not give yourself enough credit. I have asked people to be on our calls. I've asked people to share their own business testimonies, and they think because they are not a jewel in this company that they do not have success. And that is simply not true. I spent years in this business not being a jewel in the company, but still feeling successful, because this was still an opportunity, and this was still giving my family financial resources that we need to continue to move forward. And I think it's so easy to, our brains, whenever something bad happens in our life, like, our brains hold on to that. A lot of times there's even more emotion when like, even us with our kids, like if our kids do something wrong, like we're so quick to like get on to them, like, don't do that. We make a bigger deal about it. But whenever they're doing something right and they're over there just playing, a lot of times it just kind of goes unnoticed. Whenever we're in school, and we are taking a test, our teacher's not circling every single right answer we got. She's putting a big X on all of the wrong answers we have. And so all the negative is always like brought to our attention, brought to our face. And we're not ever looking at all of the successes that we have in our life and all of the positive things that are happening in our life. And honestly, we have so many more successes and so many more victories than we have failures. The failures just tend to stick out. So I really want to challenge you guys over the next month or so, before you guys go to bed every single night, to write down the successes that you had during the day. And whenever you do that, so it can help boost your self-esteem, and it can help you guys see how successful that you guys are, and see all of the wins that you're getting in your life, and see all of the things that are going right. And then maybe it'll be a little bit more easier to look at the successes that you've had in this business as wins. And Grace is actually jumping on here, and she's one of the people that are killing it in this business, and she does not see herself as successful yet, but she's almost a Ruby ambassador. Sorry, calling you out, Grace, as you're getting on. But so I want you guys to take some time, and I want you guys to write down the wins that you've had in Plexus and the things that Plexus is allowing you to do. Maybe you're able to go get gas in your car at $4 a gallon and not hesitate and not be in scrambles, because Plexus is filling up your gas tank, and you're not having to be extra stressed right now because gas prices are shooting up. Or maybe you're able to provide groceries for your family because of Plexus, and it's not able to come out of your regular family budget. Or maybe you guys are able to take an extra weekend trip as a family because Plexus is covering it. Those are all really great things that a lot of people are dying to have. There's so many people that don't get to go on any vacations, or they don't get to go on any trips. They stay home. They don't ever eat out. They don't ever do anything extra because their family budget does not allow it. And if you are doing Plexus and you are sharing Plexus and you're making a couple extra $100 a month, a lot of times that's life-changing for people. And if you guys are willing to write that down and to share that and post that on your Facebook page or post it in our Show Me training page so other people can see the hope and the freedom that Plexus provides, and then maybe that'll give them the courage to start sharing it with other people because they can see a window of hope in your story. Me with Plexus, I make a lot of money with Plexus right now. And I am so thankful. And it took me a long time to get to where I'm making as much money as I am right now. And a lot of times that's not relatable for people. A lot of times people will never see themselves making $10, $15, $20,000 a month because it just seems so unrealistic, so out of reach. So they won't even go for it. That's something that I always had my eye on. I knew I wanted to get there and I worked to get there, but it's not something that happened overnight. And if we can take the baby steps and people can realize, well, I could start making a couple extra $100 a month. And then they start making the couple extra $100 a month and they love the financial freedom that it's giving their family, just having a couple extra. Well, maybe I could do more with this. Maybe I can make an extra $1,000 a month. Well, maybe I could make $2,000 a month. Like, taking those baby steps to get there. Plexus will allow you to make as little as much as you want, as you can dream about. It's just sometimes our brains need help getting there because we never see ourselves as successful. We never see ourselves as good enough. We never see ourselves as worthy enough. But I really believe a lot of our stories could provide hope for other people. So really want to encourage you guys to do that and write down your successes on a daily basis and help train your brain to see yourself as a worthy person, as a successful person, somebody that is a good mom, that is a good wife, that's good at their job. You guys have so many incredible gifts and talents that God has given you, but Satan does a really good job at making sure the negative is always sticking out and always wanting to bring our failures to surface and make us not ever feel good enough. So, I want to move on a little bit we want to continue to really encourage people to get to silver. One of the reasons that silver is such an important rank in this business is because that is whenever people are starting to bring in a couple extra $100 a month. It's one reason that helps people stay consistent on these products because they are able to not have to have it out of pocket. It's not affecting their family's budget. If they are becoming a silver ambassador, it's covering that product for them. So if you haven't reached silver yet, Amanda has a really, really great video in the Show Me Health or the Show Me Training Lounge that teaches you how to get to silver, a really great starting point for that. I will go and comment on it whenever I get done with here, just so it'll bump it up to the top. So if you guys want to go in there and you can watch that video. And I want to remind everybody that you have that referral link, and that referral link is something that you're going to use to help you get to silver. That is you using that to share it with a couple people so that you can get to that next rank. And a lot of people, whenever they start seeing these stories of hope in the Show Me page, maybe that'll be something that will encourage them to start sharing the referral link with other people because they believe that they could have the same opportunities that you've had by getting there. And once you get to silver, one thing that we always talk about is we never ever want it to be a financial burden for you to be on these products. We know how good these products are. We know what it feels like not to be on these products, and we know what it feels like to be on the products. And I don't ever want money to be a reason that you can't take them. But we always have to remember to be passing that on to the people. So if we have been that person that has hit the first rank of silver, went on to silver, and is getting our products covered, we want to make sure that the people that we have signed up also understand that the same thing is available to them. So you have to make sure that anybody that you sign up knows about their referral link, knows how easy it is to share it, knows how easy it is to get 3 people to join them on this journey with them so that they can have better health too, and to help them get their products covered. We want to make sure that we are constantly passing that down, and don't ever write anybody off. The people that, I feel like the people that are on this journey with me that are, sharing and that are successful with this are people that have surprised me, the people that I didn't necessarily expect or would ever want to have anything to do with sharing or business opportunity. But the fact that they knew that it was available, they're people that stepped up and they started sharing because they had the option. It was presented to them. So don't ever write anybody off and just assuming that they don't want it or they don't want to share it, because realistically, we have no idea what is going on in their mind. Do you want to take over, Bailey?
Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of going to be repeating you. Okay, so I wanted to talk about fruit, and something that when we we're at Leaders Retreat, something they talked about was that you're going to be able to tell if somebody's going to be able to be a good leader by their fruit, because if they're bearing good fruit in their life, it doesn't matter where at, but somewhere in their life, then that shows that they can bear good fruit in this business. And something my mom's always told me is you're going to know those people that you really need to be pouring into and teaching and training and helping to do this business, because you're just going to be able to tell by looking at their life already, and then just by the conversations you've had for them. And then something they also talked about is it's our job to draw that out of people. Sometimes people want to do this business, but like Kara said, like they're not looking at the good things they've done in their life. We tend to focus on the negative things. So sometimes we really just need to be there and step up for them and help to point that out for them and draw it out of them and help them to become the leader that they're already being and may not even realize it. Before we can find people with good fruit, we have to ourselves model it and be people with good fruit, be bearing good fruit in our life and in our business, always growing and always working on ourselves and always doing things with integrity, because that's the type of team that I want to have. And so that's what I'm trying to model personally, because that's what I want to attract and draw to my team. And then we have to be willing to open our mouths and share about the business and do it in a way that's authentic to you. Like, I know what it's like to be a stay-at-home mom and live off one income and just be struggling every week. Like, you learn to be wise with your money and you learn how to tell yourself no, but you're just miserable all the time. And so that's when I decided, like, I've got to do something so we can, move forward in life and not just be struggling all the time. And that's when I started sharing my story and sharing how this business can help you and pull you out of it, because I know there's other people that are just like me. And now I have several people on my team that are in the same season of life that I am, or they want to be a stay-at-home mom, and I'm able to help them. And now they get to do this business so that it can help them so they're not struggling so much. So do it in a way that's authentic to you. And like Kara said, like, sit down and write it down and don't be afraid to share it with other people. So if you're a little hesitant about sharing with people, or if it just feels weird to you, I just wanted to share these statistics with you. The average credit card debt is, for the average person, their credit card debt is almost $7,000. Almost half Americans have less than $300 in their savings. 40% of people can't make student loan payments. The average debt for millennials is $50,000, and 50% of people have less than $10,000 in their retirement fund or put back for retirement. So we have something that can help so many people, and so many people are out there struggling. The average American, like, we don't even have $300 in our savings account. And so this can just bring a stability and a comfort and a freedom to a lot of people. So we don't need to be afraid to share it, because it's literally breaking chains off people and off of their lives. And then, so we want to do this business, and so we have to be willing to share. And it's a lot more fun when you're not the only one working. So if you're willing to share and you're willing to, that's why we have these groups like Show Me Plexus, so you can plug them in to it and they can learn more about the business side of things. And then hopefully you're sharing on your personal timeline about the business, because it's just a lot more fun when you're able to help other people do it and you have a team building, and it multiplies your efforts a lot faster as well. And so I just wanted to share a little bit how that works. So when I started really sharing about the business side of things more, I ended up having 4 or 5 other people that jumped in with me and started working with me. And I went from gold to senior ruby in 3 months. So it just helps you to move forward a lot faster. And then you're also getting to help other people do it in the process.
Just so
let
you
me
know how big of a jump that is, gold is around 100 and 150 points, and senior ruby is 750 points. That is a huge jump in points in 3 months because she was no longer working by herself. She had 4 or 5 people, which isn't a ton of people, but 4 or 5 that was moving the needle with her. So she jumped from 100, 150 points to 750 points in a 3-month period because she had people sharing with her. Sorry, just wanted to really make people see how big of a jump that is.
hear that the way they broke it down at convention, like they said, going gold. So to go gold, you need about 20 people, right? And so instead of you having to sign up all 20 of those people, they say if you share the business and you get 4 business builders with you, if you and your 4 business builders share it with 4 people, you're gold. And so it multiplies your efforts a lot faster. I think that's pretty much all I had to share. I just really want to talk about bearing fruit and looking for other people that are bearing fruit, and then just making sure that you're supporting them and you're modeling to them what it's like to build this business and be a leader.
Before Amanda takes over, I also want to reiterate to not ever being afraid to ask questions. I am the type of person that I do not like asking questions to people because I feel like I'm bothering them a lot of times. I'm so thankful that my mom was my upline when I first started because like I didn't care to bother her. Like I've lived with her my whole life, but I've noticed a lot of things when I'm involved in things, I won't ask questions because I don't want to bother them. Hold on, stop. My son's running around his underwear trying to get on camera. Sorry. But the people that have joined me on this business, the ones that are in my inbox constantly asking me questions, trying to figure this out, they are the people that I have noticed to be the most successful. So do not be afraid to ask questions and have your upline figure it out. I don't know why I feel like I'm bothering somebody else when I ask them questions, because anytime somebody comes to me with a question, I'm never bothered by it. Like I am so happy to help them. So if you're on my team and you have questions, and I know that like Amanda and Bailey feel the same way, do not be afraid to jump in our inbox and help us, like have us help you figure it out every step of the way. Okay, you can take over, Amanda. Sorry.
Before I switch roles, I feel like we're all, like me and my sisters, my mom's here off to the side with me, but I feel like we were all like so passionate about this business side because we know we work for an amazing company. We know that we have amazing products. We have leaders out there who believe in this. And then we have all been in different stages of our lives and been blessed by this tremendously. And then we've helped others and we've watched others be blessed by this tremendously. So I know we get so afraid to share the business side, but do not be afraid to reach out and let them know, like, if you just get these 3 people to help you, you're going to get your products paid for and it's going to bless you and they get the hang of it. I promise you, when they take off and their business stops or starts growing, they are never going to be mad at you for pushing that on them. They are going to be so thankful that you did that because it truly changes lives. It changes lives to so many, and we have watched it happen to so many people. And now I'm going to switch gears real quick and talk about our product for this week. So we know a lot about our like basic products that we usually start off with, the Slim Metaburn Lean and the Triplex. And so today I'm going to share a little bit about balance. And balance is something that you can add with weight loss. And this is something that you're going to take about 30 minutes before your biggest carb meal. So balance has clinically studied ingredients that help developed to help maintain blood sugar levels already within the normal range, and they help delay the digestion of carbs and sugars by reducing the enzymes that broke them down. So it reduces the negative effects of carbs and sugars in the diet, like the dreaded post-meal sugar crash, and it works to support healthy weight management. So hidden carbs and sugars are everywhere, and they can wreck your health, happiness, and weight management goals. Many American diets are loaded with excessive amount of refined carbs and sugars. We all know that. These foods lack good nutrition, but they also have which they also make your blood sugar levels skyrocket. The sugar high is often followed by a powerful crash, which is what makes you feel like in the afternoon you're all like slumped. What's more, Bobby, please be still. What's more, these refined carbs and sugars are low in fiber and digest quickly, so you feel hungrier more often. So when you're just eating that processed food and sugar, you just feel hungrier even more often, which can lead you to overeating and, of course, weight gain. Yeah. Balance works in 3 ways to help provide blood sugar support and carb control. It minimizes unwanted blood sugar spikes by slowing the speed at which carbs and sugars are digested, so you have a steady release of energy into your bloodstream. It reduces the absorption of carbs, leaving them undigested so they can gradually be broken down by gut bacteria without releasing a flood of glucose into the body. And it helps the body more efficiently manage glucose levels, minimizing glucose peaks and valleys so that you can avoid the dreaded post-meal crash. So it might be something you want to think to add to yours, or if you have others that are struggling with these that you want to add to their regimen for each month. Yeah.
That always makes me think of my dad. My dad always hates eating because he hates the way that he feels after he eats. Like he feels tired, like if he eats a bunch of carbs. So this can help definitely avoid the like, you don't have to hate eating because you're not going to crash afterwards. Okay, I think that's all that we have. Does anybody have any questions before we jump off here? No? Okay. Well, I will make sure to upload the recording so you guys can share it with your teams as well. I know it's midday, so a lot of people can't jump on here at this time, but I hope that you guys have a great week. Write down your successes tonight, tomorrow night, and every night this week. And then we will see you back here next Tuesday. Also, we are back in routine with our Facebook events, our messenger events this week. We've taken the past couple weeks off just because we've all been traveling at Leaders Retreat and haven't been around to host them, but everything is back on schedule this week. So goodbye.